Hey guys. Woo! Facebook had me nervous. She had me nervous. I kept trying to start and it kept spinning. So we'll see if today's class is happening. Oh my goodness, it's super dark too. Hope you can see me. I don't know. I hope you are well. I am doing much, much better. I am excited about tonight's class. This is one of my favorite classes. I know I say that in a lot of stuff, but this one really, this is like the heart of all the things. When I first got into Young Living, I think I taught this every single month because in my opinion, like in the world according to Shannon, you get started, you start drinking your juice, you get your oils, and you jump into cleansing. I really truly believe that a lot of the reason we're not seeing some of the success that we should be seeing is because we're just full of crap. I'm just gonna put it out there. We're full of stuff. So tonight's class, we are going to break down what that cleansing looks like, what Gary used to teach us, the order that we did it. And I know some of the products I'm going to talk about, they're actually out of stock, but that's okay because they're going to come back in stock. And when they do, you will be ready. I contemplated not talking about those things just because you can't get some of them right now, but it's too important. We can't skip that. They're things that we need to know. And like I said, they are going to be coming back. So I'm throwing in my oils. I'm not seeing people comment, so I'm not sure if I'm on here alone or what's happening. So when you pop in, make sure you say hey so I know I'm not alone. It also really helps me to know if, even if you're watching this in replay, say hey, because it helps me to know how many people are actually watching so I know whether this is time effective. Like, I don't want to be wasting my time. I don't want to waste your time. So make sure you say hey either way and tell me what oils you are playing with. So far today, well, since I started, I have put on peppermint. I have put on my deep relief just because I have a problem and I'm addicted to those. I'm throwing on a little bit of energy because I want to make sure I'm restoring my little body as we go. Woohoo! Yay! I see some people popping in. I'm not alone. That makes me super happy. So I am throwing on my energy. This one, I'll tell you one of the things I love about our energy. So when you look that up, it's EN-R-GEE. And this one is all about when you look at any of Young Living's oils and it starts with EN, that's telling you maybe it's one that's a little more loving to your endocrine. So think Endoflex, energy, right? And this, what I love about it is this does not keep me up all night. So I can use this and go to bed. I could use it as I'm going to bed because it's just loving on my body. Not to mention, hello, it smells amazing. If you've never experienced energy, you need to, and you can partner with Endoflex. I don't have that out right now because they're so good. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I want to jump right in because my goal for these Monday classes are to be 30 minutes, tight, 30, because you know I'm a talker. I could talk for hours, right? So I'm trying to keep them nice and tight. So I respect your time. Not to mention, do you know that they say right now that the average attention span is like 20 seconds because we're so used to we scroll, right? We're scrollers. So I want to honor and respect that, but there's a lot of information that I want to roll into this class. And I want to start with poop. I'm going to jump right out there. I want to start with what we are supposed to be doing. We are just full of crap in so many different ways. What we're feeding our cells, what we're feeding our mind, what we're feeding our body. It's just a whole bunch of crap and chemicals going in. And because of that, our systems are not able to rebound like they're supposed to. I've had people say to me, I don't think you're supposed to detox or cleanse. Like, your body is designed to do that. Yeah, it is, but it's also designed to eat real food. It's designed not to have everything in a box or in a can or with all of the toxins and chemicals and food colorants and all these petrochemicals that are in there. We were never designed for that either. And because that's a part of our world, because cars drive by and they've got chemicals, because we live in a world full of crap, we have to give a little more TLC to our body. And this is what is supposed to happen. You were supposed to eat food, and when you start chewing, digestion begins instantly in your mouth. We've got these great enzymes that are supposed to start breaking down things like carbohydrates. That saliva has enzymes in there, and we chew, and when you swallow, you feel this muscle that goes down, and it's your tongue, and it's a part of something called peristalsis. Peristalsis is this absorption process that we're supposed to have. What it does is it takes the food and it squishes it along our entire digestive system. So in the stomach, it moves. It's called chyme, and it's mixing it with the liquids. And the pancreas is kicking in enzymes, and it's breaking down everything you eat into teeny tiny particles. It has to be so small that the villi, these little hairs that are in your intestines, are supposed to be able to suck the nutrients right out of the liquid, the chyme that we make. It's supposed to suck it out, and it takes it into the bloodstream, and then our beautiful, amazing body takes all those nutrients to every single cell of your body. And then what's left over after it's gone through your small intestines, through your large intestines, we have a bowel movement. And every time you start to eat, that process is supposed to begin. That peristalsis, that movement, is supposed to happen with every single bite. So if you eat 6 times a day, that process should happen. And guess what should also happen at the end of that 6th meal? Every single time you eat, the movement should give you a bowel movement. Now here's the deal. That bowel movement should not take you a book and a day to get out. You should be able to sit down, have a bowel movement, get up. You shouldn't have to run, you shouldn't have to push. All the things that shouldn't be splashy and liquid, and it shouldn't be hard like a rock. I know, too much, right? TMI. But I think we don't know. I think some people, like I've heard physicians say, if your baby is pooping 1 to 2 times a week, that is plenty. It's just not true. We're supposed to, something in, something out, something in. That's what's supposed to happen. And when it's working like it's supposed to, your bowels make these great things, these neurotransmitters, things like serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that we think about for keeping us from being depressed. It makes us happy. It makes us feel better. It makes all these good, feel-good neurotransmitters. About 80% of them are actually made in the gut with that movement, with that peristalsis. So tonight, I want to talk about ways that we can get the poo happening again, get you pooping on the regular, because here's the deal. We have to poop regularly before we try to clean the liver, before we try to take care of metals, before we try to take care of parasites. Because if you're not pooping and let's say we start working on your liver, you've only got a few detox organs. I don't know if you know that. So you've got your bowels, so bowel movement, you've got urine. We breathe out toxins, and they can come out through our skin. Our lymph is a detox gland. Like, we have lots of little bibbits, but they all have to be functioning together. And the first piece of that is pooping. And I want you to know that you need to eat real whole food, and you need to hydrate your body. If you're not drinking enough, part of constipation, I'm going to say again, part of your constipation could simply be that you are dehydrated. So first of all, increase your water. You should be drinking about half your body weight in ounces of water every single day, plus 20 when you're trying to clean and detox and do the things. And to that water, make sure you're getting real Celtic sea salt, real salt, because that salt helps with that movement that's supposed to happening. Making sure our minerals are where they're supposed to be. Magnesium, oh, so important when it comes to bowel movements. That's why when you increase your magnesium, or you're taking a magnesium supplement, you have to be careful. It can cause loose stools. Friend, that is just your body going through to remove the buildup that has been sitting in there. Because magnesium is supposed to be able to be absorbed and do its thing, but because we're so backed up, magnesium has to move out the poo before it can do its thing, the other 300 functions it needs to do. So you're drinking your water, you're eating high fiber foods. Now I know I've done carnivore before because of all the research. I have done very little vegetables to see if that would help me. And I know there's lots of people that are going to comment in my feed that some of the vegetables can cause other. Listen, here's what I know. I know that for me, I feel better when I am eating a whole bunch, a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. I feel better. My brain is on. I feel healthier. I feel stronger. I feel more satiated. I feel happier. So if you are not doing carnivore, up your veg. I truly believe that we need to up that fiber, and that's not just taking a fiber supplement. We're going to talk about some of that. I promise I will talk to you about the Young Living stuff, but there's some core stuff we have to do to get our body to function. And eating from that rainbow of food that I talk about all the time is insanely important. It is a part of keeping you strong and healthy. And I'm just saying, there's different types of fiber, and they each do different things. Some of the fiber is a prebiotic fiber, which means it's feeding all the good guys. We have millions of different flora that live in our gut, and we need to make sure they're getting the food they need to create all those different things that our little body needs. So we're going to talk about some of that. One of the supplements, this is in addition to your food, in addition to water, one of the supplements I want to talk about is actually a set of 3. It's called our cleansing trio. And our cleansing trio is 3 separate products that work as a team to get your gut, that peristalsis, that movement that's supposed to happen, the absorption so that your brain is functioning, so you feel stronger. They work as a team. The cleansing trio, it's around $100 to grab your cleansing trio, but I am telling you, it is so worth it. One of the products is called Comfortone. Comfortone right here is its capsules, and the capsules you're going to take, oh, this one's sealed. You're going to take 2 capsules in the morning and 2 at nighttime. And this has got so many different parts and pieces that feed that gut, that feed from your stomach all the way down to your bowels, all the way down through your large intestines. It's working on that peristalsis and recreating it. It's got your black licorice in here. It's got Casa Sagrada in here. It's got good parts and pieces in here. And each one of those feed that system. Some of the stuff that's in here actually helps so that villi are free flowing. Those villi are those little straws. When they're impacted, those straws can't suck the nutrients. So even when you're eating lots of good food, your body's not absorbing that good food. This one's going to help with it. And then you partner that with our ICP. ICP is a powder. And you're going to take a scoop of that, like a nice heaping scoop, in the morning and at bedtime. And you're going to drink that down because it will thicken. It does have fiber in there, but it's not fiber just for fiber's sake. This is all the binders. This is the stuff that's going to bind onto the stuff we're releasing and take it out through your stool so that it leaves the body. So you get that movement that we're supposed to have. You get those. So you're pooping like a queen. Who wants to be a pooping queen or a pooping king? No judgment, right? You want to be a pooping king, pooping queen. And these 2 are going to partner with your body to reinstate that. So we're now getting absorption. So our brain is functioning better. So we're making better decisions. And you are going to notice some of the bloat go away. You will notice inches sucking down quickly because of what it's going to do to the gut itself, because of the absorption. You're also going to notice that your appetite will change, because when your body is sending signals to eat, but you're not absorbing the nutrients out of that, you're still hungry right after you're done eating. You're like, I just had a big meal and I'm hungry again. What's going to happen when you start instituting these? You're going to start feeling full, more satiated, because you're absorbing the nutrients. The third one that goes with our trio is our essential zyme. And essential zyme is a broad range enzyme. And girl, let me tell you, this enzyme is powerful. This is the one that's going to break down, digest all of your proteins and get them into teeny tiny particles. So all those individual amino acids can be sucked and put into your system instead of into your stool, instead of into the toilet. It's going to get into your body. It also has the enzymes to break down carbohydrates. So whether it is bread and rice and potatoes, or you're eating salads and vegetables and broccoli and cauliflower, in order to get the nutrients out of those things, you have to have the enzymes to break them down into tiny particles, liquid little particles, so your body can suck up. So you get that vitamin A, that vitamin C, that vitamin D, that vitamin, all the things, all those parts and pieces, all those polysaccharides that we talk about, and all that good stuff. We have to have the enzymes to break it down. And these 3, the 3 of them, work to prepare your bowels so that you're going to get the most absorption out of everything that you do. It's going to tighten that waist, tighten that belly that you got hanging, and you're like, what's going on? I don't know why. And you feel bloated and all those things. This trio, this is the one. The other one that we're going to add to this, now this does not come in the trio. This is our Life 9. This is our actual prebiotic. All those thousands and thousands of critters that live in our gut, this is an infusion of those. So our body has what it needs. So with the enzymes digesting everything in there, and your ICP doing all the movement and binding to the stuff, and your Comfortone helping with all of the digestion that you're supposed to have, I'm telling you, those 4 items, 3 together, cleansing trio, and then our Life 9, they are a powerhouse. And I personally believe every single person needs to do that trio at least once a year For most of us, though, because we're not pooping as much as we're supposed to, we're not pooping frequently, or it's taking us a really long time, or maybe your poop is floating or falling apart the second it hits the water. None of that is what it's supposed to be. If that's the case, you're probably going to need longer. There's been times where I'm on it for a good 3 months, especially after I've been to the hospital and they've put me on all kinds of garbage. I got to get that garbage back out. And I partner that process. With two other things. One is mineral essence. The other one is a whole bunch of citruses. And the reason I do that, first, mineral essence is giving your body back the magnesium, your potassium, and all those trace minerals. It's 70 different ionic trace minerals that it's throwing right back in there. So we're getting the absorption in it. So important to add that back, especially if you're trying to detox and get all the garbage out. We got to make sure we replace with all the goodness. Mineral essence, that's some of the goodness that you need. Then I'm going to talk about the citruses. Is there a right citrus in this plan? No. In my opinion, rotate through your citruses because they all have something called D-limonene in different types and different parts and pieces, and we need all of them because what citrus does that is unique in the oil family is it goes through and it helps to bind to, and when you're using things like our vitality and you're eating them, it helps to bind to some of that garbage, kind of like I said, our ICP does. It binds to it and helps our body release it. So think things like, things like the plastics that we're all worried about, things like petrochemicals, those types of things. I want to give my body everything it can to release those. And those are some of the things that are going to do that. Now, there's a huge difference between eating a grapefruit and a grapefruit essential oil. The essential oil, or the lemon and the lemon essential oil, or the lime, all of those, the fruit itself works on one area, but the oil comes from the rind. It's actually pressed, and that is the oil that's in the rind. That bitter stuff that when you bite into it, if you were to bite into the outside of a grapefruit, that's where we get the essential oils from. So they are definitely different, but you can add, like if you're drinking warm lemon in the morning, phenomenal for liver detox, for getting that liver just moving. But you can throw a couple of drops of any citrus. So you've got grapefruit sitting on your shelf because it came with a free whatever one time. Start throwing that grapefruit vitality right in there with your lemon juice, so you're getting both pieces of it. Like if you had juiced the entire lemon, the outside, the pith, the inside all together, you're actually giving back some of those things because they're going to help all of that release, and that's what we want. Like there's science that tells us that some of the fat molecules that we have are actually encapsulated inside it are those petrochemicals. So inside this fat molecule, it has some of the petrochemicals, and our body is trying to get rid of those, and so it keeps it encapsulated so it doesn't harm us. So anything I can do to help move that out, drinking that lemon water in the morning, throwing in my oils to do that, making sure I'm replacing with things like our mineral essence, doing stuff like our Comfortone and our Juva Cleanse, and not Juva Cleanse, that's not the one we're on, ICP. Doing those are going to help release it and move it out. That is the goal of all of this, is let's get all that stuff out so my body can absorb the good stuff. That's what we want to do. Now, next I want to talk about once you are pooping regular, at least once a day, but honestly, if we're going to go the world according to Shannon, if you eat something, you should have a bowel movement. Like we eat twice a day. So I always have at least 2 bowel movements, but typically I have one first thing in the morning when I wake up, and then I've got every time I eat, and then usually sometime before bed, I have another one. I know you didn't want to know I was a pooping queen. I'm a pooping queen, and it's a big deal. But once you have that going on, this is when we can then move to things like our liver. Because remember, your liver will either release toxins into your bowels, or they're going to release it to your skin. So think rashes, dry spots, all the different itchy stuff that we get going on. What's it called? Acne, age spots, all of those is the liver releasing some of its garbage into the skin. So what we want to do is get to pooping with our trio, right? Get that happening, get normal, healthy bowel movements. That's what it's all about, normal and healthy. And then we're going to start feeding the liver. So the first one I want to talk about is Juva Power. Again, our Juva line, almost all of them are out of stock right now. I did do a check to find out that they're supposed to be coming back in, but I'm going to teach you about them anyways, and then you just keep looking. You just keep looking and pay attention, and when I find out they're coming back, I will definitely post on it too. But Juva Power is food for the liver. This is things like beet. This is things like all the stuff we don't eat that your liver needs to feed itself. So to have that strong, healthy, beautiful liver, because your liver is in charge of so many different things. It is in charge of hundreds of different functions. And one of the things that it does is every minute, every single minute, write this down. It literally, every single minute, 1.5 liters of blood is filtered through your liver. So I need to make sure that my filter is clean and functioning. That's your liver. And so all those things like the petrochemicals and the plastics and all that stuff that we talk about, I need to feed my girl. I need to make sure my liver is getting all that TLC. And Juva Power is food for your liver. It goes through and it helps it to do all of this, all of the cleaning, so that it's more effective when it filters. So think about like after you do dishes and you had some yucky stuff and there's stuff in your strainer. If you kept just filling the sink and putting more stuff in it, that gunk is coming back into your water. How clean are the dishes you're doing with that gunk in there? Not very. So instead, you drain the water, you clean out the filter, you put the strainer back in, and you run more hot water so you can clean the dishes. This is what we're doing. Our liver needs to have some food, some nutrients, and I always point the wrong way. Our Ninja Rad and our Juva Power, these are food that your liver loves. All those bright reds, all of those greens, all of those different colors from the rainbow that we talked about. I'm just saying, this is the food. Now, you can start Juva Power technically at the same exact time that you start the cleansing trio, because this is not a detoxer, this is food. So you can start giving your liver food. I recommend waiting, doing a full month of cleansing trio, and then start feeding your liver, just in case it starts releasing some stuff, because I don't want any of that stuff making everything else dirty and it detoxing through my skin. I don't want the headaches that can come. When people say, I did a detox and I just was so miserable, it's because they just didn't take the time. You didn't get a dirty, poopy mess overnight, right? You did it. It took time. So we're going to take the time to clean it gently and being loving to our little system. And that's one of the things that you can do. Another product that, again, is out of stock is our Juva Tone. So Juva Tone, where Juva Power is the food for the liver, Juva Tone is more of a little toothbrush. This is going in there and it's scrubbing out all those nooks and crannies, all those little spaces to make sure that your liver stays strong and healthy. That is Juva Tone. And so when we start our Juva Tone, we definitely want to make sure that we are pooping on the regular, so that as it's cleaning, scrubbing, there's somewhere for all of that to go. When you're doing your Juva Power and your Juva Tone, I really want to recommend our Juva Flax, which is an oil. Juva Flax, which is an oil, she said, but she can't find right now. So this is one of my old ones. I do have it in the Vitality, but we have Juva Flax, which is an oil that you can take internally. It's Juva Flex Vitality, and you can just put a couple drops under your tongue. It is celery seed. It is helichrysum. It is ledum. These are all oils that go and that your liver absolutely loves, and it's going to help with that process. It's going to help cleaning all of that stuff out and moving it. Remember, I said that your cleansing trio, your ICP is a binder, so it holds on to it. That's why it's really important to continue your ICP when you're working on your liver, so it can bind to all the stuff and take it out through your stool. Take it out of the body. We don't want it living in us anymore. So that's your Juva Cleanse, is the ledum, celery seed, and Juva Cleanse. Ledum, celery seed, and helichrysum. That's a new Juva Cleanse. Then we have Juva Flex. Juva Flex is another one that you can use, because anytime it says Juva, J-U-V-A, think liver lover. Okay, so when you're looking at Young Living products, Juva Power, Juva Tone, Juva Cleanse, Juva Flex, those are all loving on your liver. And Juva Flex, I like to just take in my hand and put all over my liver. I'll just rub that all in. It's just like a massage for the liver, right? Just a little massage in that area. I also like it on the feet, but you can take it internally as well because it is a vitality oil. So you can eat that, and they're going to find their way exactly where they need to go. So you don't have to worry about the when, the how, the where. Just start using them so your body is getting that TLC. The other one I highly recommend is GLF. GLF used to stand for gallbladder and liver function. I don't know what it stands for now, but this one right here, this is one that you can do if you know that your gallbladder needs that TLC and a little love as well. You can just eat this one. They're just oils that are going to love on that system. And since we know that your liver and your gallbladder go hand in hand, they work as a team, we want to make sure we give a little TLC in that place too. But then if you have, there's some oils that if you have, start using those. Things like fennel. Fennel, so powerful for this whole system. Think digestion, right? And fennel you can put in some hot water and drink it as a tea. It's fantastic for that. You can use, I got the big fennel too, which you can put right over the throat itself. It's amazing for that. Parsley, the ledum we just talked about, celery seed, any of those, if you have them, those are all ones that are going to work wonderful with this system. Also think things like your digest and cleanse. That is, I didn't bring any out here. Digest and cleanse is a great one just for the entire digestive system. It's given TLC. You can use things like our tummy jies for our littles. You can use things like our digies. All of those are working from mouth to anus. Like that's what they do. So when you're looking at those vitality oils, those are things you can do with them. I also want to recommend when you're doing all of this, so you started with your gut, right? Your stomach and your gut. We started with the ICP, the cleansing trio, the whole combination, Life 9, giving life back, and then we went into the liver and we're doing some stuff for making sure our liver's getting everything, our Juva Power, all of our Juvas together. Now I want to have you at the end of those. So say you do 2 months, 3 months on your bowels. You stick with that cleansing trio. And then you're going to roll right into your liver and giving all the love and TLC to your liver. When you're wrapping this up, I want you to give some attention to your kidneys, because remember, your kidneys are another detox organ. They're filtering everything. They're filtering all of the liquids that are going through, anything that gets broken down, all of that. And we want to make sure that our kidneys are handling all the garbage that is being released from everywhere else, right? So doing all of those citruses that I just threw down, doing things like your orange oil and making sure you're feeding it with our KMB. KMB is a tincture that is food for your kidneys. This has got your parsley in here. It has got so many different nutrients that your kidneys just adore. Like, and they just go whoop, whoop, and they get a little bit of that. And you're going to partner with mineral essence. So these two you can literally put in a little shot glass, put 5 dropperfuls of your mineral essence, put 3 dropperfuls of your KMB, and you can even throw your oils in there. So say you're using your grapefruit or your citrus fresh, which is phenomenal. All of those in your vitality, throw those in there, put a little bit of water, mix it around, swish and swallow. Now this does not taste like heaven. This tastes a little bit like sadness in a shot glass. It's just, it doesn't taste good, but holy smokes, your kidneys will love you for it. They will appreciate you so very much. And it's just things we need to do. And then I just want to give some shout outs. We have got an entire line of enzymes. So if you know that you, say you're a vegetarian, our Allerzyme is amazing as an enzyme for our vegetarians. It has enzymes in there that break down all that plant matter so that you're getting everything, even out of the fiber that gets broke down. That's Allerzyme. If you know that you are sensitive to gluten, or you're sensitive to even dairy, our Allerzyme has enzymes that help to break them down quicker. So I'm not saying drink something you're allergic to. I'm saying, since like if you're going to a restaurant and they might have gluten in something and they don't even know they've got gluten, you can take your Allerzyme or your Detoxzyme, take it at the same time, and it's going to break those protein molecules down super quick so they get out of your system so you don't have that normal reaction. This is just the precautionist, preventative, so you don't have to worry about when those things happen. But Detoxzyme, this enzyme is a liver lover. So technically the Juva Power, the Juvatone and Detoxzyme were in our Juva kit at one time because the Detoxzyme is so powerful for your liver. So when you're working on your liver and doing all your Juvas, throw your detoxing in there so your body is just cleaning that out even faster. All of those different things. And then essential sign, this is, I carry these with me because I find they're super convenient. They come like this in one sleeve. So like this, one sleeve. Anytime you're out and about, you're going to take both of these. They're in two separate containers because this particular supplement that we have, not only does it break down the proteins and your carbohydrates, different things, it also helps to break down fats. It's very high in something called lipase. That's an enzyme, and that breaks down fats. So remember what I said about sometimes inside a fat molecule, there can be gunk inside it. The lipase goes in and begins breaking that down so your body can let go of the excess fats. So I'm just saying, also if you're somebody who you've increased your fats because you know it's so good for you, you've heard me talk about the avocados and olive oil and how important, but your poop floats, what's happening is that fat is staying on the outside and it's floating. When you start taking something like our Essential Zyme 4, it's going to go and break down the fat. So the fat gets into the cell, into the brain, into the joints, lovely skin, all those different things. It's happening because the lipase breaks it down so we get the absorption, and you'll find that your poop won't float anymore. It will be a sinker because that's what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be all dead, extra material that we don't need in there anymore. So I hope some of those really helped you. If you have any questions, comment them over there. I was flying trying to get done in 30 minutes, and it is 30 minutes and 33 seconds. I am pretty proud of that. We will be on this Thursday, and we're going to be talking about the passion to share. So Young Living is my passion. I want to teach you how to have that passion, how to turn around and tell it, because people need to know. I'm telling you right now, you need to share this video. We need to help all of our friends poop better. They're going to be happier. They're going to be nicer. They're not going to be as cranky because they're full of poo right now. So share this video. Tell them. And if you listen to this and you found this video, you get back with whoever sent it to you. If somebody shared it on their feed, get back with them. They're going to give you a special code so you can grab all your goodness and get started. And if you have questions, post them. I will be answering all the questions. I'm also working on a cheat sheet. So you guys will have a cheat sheet of when you do what. So if you want to turn around and teach this class, you'll have those tools that will show up on Shannon Hudson YL probably in the next 2 to 3 days. Anyways, love you guys. I am so honored that you come and let me chat and speak into your life. Have a great day.